Many years ago in Bombay, India, this European gentleman, Jean Klein, was walking without intention, free from all thoughts. A flock of birds flying in the sky appeared in his unclouded vision, and suddenly he realized that consciousness is, and that there is only consciousness. This simple but momentous realization was not an accident. It was the culmination of a voyage. For the past 30 years, Jean has been offering the joy of real living to all who are interested. Musicologist, medical doctor, he is one who has realized the freedom that lies at the heart of life. Hello, I'm Lilias Folan, and we've come to explore the teachings of Jean Klein, and we invite you to join us. Jean, hello. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here and glad that you can be with us. I'm very interested in starting out with my first question is, how did these teachings come to you? What was the beginning?
The teaching came to me. You know, when you are brought up in an earnest way, there are moments in life that you ask, what is life? What is the source of life? Who am I? In this question, who am I? I would say, in this moment, the teaching comes to you.
Mm-hmm. Was there anything special when you were a young boy that happened to you as a young boy that encouraged you on the spiritual path?
My mother said that very often between two games that I was sitting in a very curious way, silent. Mm-hmm. And she said to me, it was not daydreaming.
Really? Really? And then, so as a young man, you didn't have any formal training. You had your childhood and went on into, perhaps as a young man, were there any turning points?
Yes. When you constantly be an appropriation of knowledge, studying, at a certain age, around 15, 16, you said to you, what about it? Mm-hmm. Accumulation of knowledge. What brings it to you? Then you begin to read Tolstoy, Dostoevsky. You become an anarchist, revolutionary.
Did you start the violin at that time?
Oh, earlier.
Earlier?
I started the violin when I was 6.5.
Did you?
Yes.
But then but the Tolstoy and the reading, and then there was a big jump. Probably the Second World War was there,
oh, yes.
and that was probably
yes.
a terrific part of your life. And then you got to India. What called you to India?
In any case, not the research for a guru. I went to India to explore a society which still lives in a traditional way. And of course, when you are young, you dream of Maharajas and white elephants. So I thought then they are the white elephants which brought me to India.
What year was that? 1950?
That was 1951.
Well, India must have been just a very exciting place. I mean, it's an exciting place now, but it must have been a very exciting place. And but you didn't go with the idea of finding a teacher?
Without any purpose.
No purpose at all?
No, no.
Then, but you did meet a teacher in India.
Yes.
Could you just tell us a little bit how you met him and who he was?
I had some friends who invited me very often at home and spoke me that they have a teacher. And so one day I met the teacher, asked him many questions, and this man has been later become my teacher. And one day I went to its home. Its home was a little room in the Sanskrit college. He was a teacher of Sanskrit in the university in Bangalore. And after reading certain Upanishads, and I asked him a certain number of questions, he said to me, "Do you know yourself?" And I said, to a certain extent, yes. For me, knowing myself was body, senses, and mind. And then I said, to a certain extent, yes. He said, "Do you know the knower of it?" It's what's very striking to me, that I am a knower of what so-called I am, body, senses, and mind. So as I have no reference to the knower, for a long time I have been in this state of not knowing the knower.
Yes.
And after, he has become a teacher.
In this day and age, I have found it a question that I have: does one need a teacher for this spiritual path?
Strictly speaking, there's nothing to teach. You need a teacher for science, for singing, for learning a language. But to teach you what you are fundamentally, I think the word teaching is not appropriate.
What is then appropriate?
Appropriate would be to tell you what you are not. Because what you are, you can never know it. Because it is the knowing. Because there's no knower to know it. It is its own knowing.